This is the 2023 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Definitely grand for sure, with a grand starting price of $87,995. So what all do you get for that particular price that obviously is going to raise quite a bit depending on the options that you add? Well, you're gonna have a nice roomy interior, plentiful power availability under the hood, and there is a reasonable amount of space within the rear area back here as far as what you'll have for your passengers and for cargo, and obviously a lot of very nice technology. I tell you what, this is a very nice high-end vehicle, and there are some changes to talk about, or additions, for 2023. One of those changes is that the Grand Wagoneer L, the long wheelbase model, debuts for the 2023 model year. The Series 2 and Series 3 models will now come standard with the inline turbocharged 6-cylinder. And the Obsidian package is now available on the Series 3 trim level. When it comes to the front end, it's obviously going to look, well, like a Jeep, but a real high-end Jeep. A Jeep that starts at $87,995, right? So you're gonna have a lot of chrome up here, the traditional look of the grille right here, and the Wagoneer logo up there. Very nice LED lighting. Can't turn everything on today like we normally would because we don't have the remote, but we do have the LED daytime running lights right here, and then the fog lights down here on the bottom. It just has that elegant look to it with the way everything is designed. And then we're gonna have the chrome look on that upper grille, gloss black here on the kind of a mid-portion grille and on the lower grille as well. You will see, obviously, there are a lot of safety features here. That's why you're gonna have those sensors in multiple places. And then the tow hooks right here, if you use those, I kind of wonder, how well is that finish going to hold up? Well, you may or may not find out depending on your situation, but an overall nice look, obviously very rugged looking in a multitude of ways. As far as the overall body lines go, it definitely holds its kind of a almost brick-like look, but that's a good thing because it makes it look tough, but at the same time has that touch of elegance when you look at the lines here on the hood that work their way around and then up, have that nice sharp turn, and then just kind of disappear into the hood. And it's a little hard to tell today in the video because, well, we can't turn the front tires, but it is a 285 on the width. We'll have the 45 series sidewall and those nice, large, appropriate for this particular model, 22-inch wheels. Under the hood, you have a couple of different potential options. The base motor is a 6.4-liter V8, 471 horsepower, 455 pounds-feet of torque. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, I'd like more horsepower than that, especially for that price point, well, there is the, believe it or not, smaller 3-liter inline turbocharged 6-cylinder. 510 horsepower, 500 pounds-feet of torque. Both options will be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and obviously this model is going to come with 4-wheel drive. As we work our way down the side of the body, we're going to have the Grand Wagoneer logo displayed down here on the lower portion of the driver's and the passenger side doors. Obviously, I do like the fact that you have the American flag right here. That's always a good thing. And the rather glossy exterior accents will say you've got the gloss black mirror caps right here. Turn signal indicators are built in. I'm not sure if I can get those to work right now, but let's see if we can. We'll turn that on and see, there we go. That way you can see it in action. It is going to be accented by the brushed aluminum right here. You can see that we do have the cameras down there. Quite a few cameras all around the vehicle. Combination of the gloss black here on the top and the body color on your door handles. We'll get in here and turn that remote off. And by the way, while we do that, you can see you have the power side steps as well that are going to go in and out appropriately when opening and or closing the doors. And the good thing about that, see how that takes a little bit of time to go back in. That way, if one of the kids runs up and they're a little late getting to the vehicle, well, that's not going to be an issue. In fact, I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out since we saw it going in. More of that gloss black there on the roof, and you can see the roof rails. I don't even know how well of a shot. Wow, I sound like I don't have any English at all as far as my training goes from my days of high school. We'll give you a good shot as to what this actually looks like for the roof rails up there. I really like the fact that they actually have a very tasteful look, and you did get a bit of a look at the panoramic sunroof right there. I apologize that there's not much more to see besides the lighting here on the ceiling at the New York International Auto Show, but we'll give you the best look that we can. Obviously, you're going to have a nice, large gas door right here. This is here because the fire marshal says it has to be, but it is capless fuel fill. And then we'll take a quick look here at the rear taillights. What other taillights are there to look at besides the rear? Okay, the taillights. LED, very tastefully done. And obviously, we're going to have the exposed rear wiper here. Could it be hidden away up here? Well, probably not in this particular case. There's really not enough room up there. You don't have a real large rear roof spoiler. But honestly, the look, kind of a clean look back here, the way everything looks without the rear roof spoiler, I think that fits very well here. But overall, the exterior looking very nice. But I tell you what, the real action here is on the interior. And before anybody asks, because I know a lot of the time they do, you're seeing a reflection. It doesn't actually have a screen built into the rear window. Let's talk towing capacity, which actually is rather impressive for an SUV of this size. 8,260 pounds. That's, at least in my opinion, doing pretty well. So we know what the towing capacity is. Now let's take a look, or let's talk about what you're going to find in the way of cargo capacity, and there is no shortage, that's for sure. 27.4 cubic feet up to 94.2, and yes, you can lower the seats. And I like the fact that when you lower the seats, all I had to do is just push the button. I don't have to hold it down like you do with some of the competitors of the Grand Wagoneer. Then we can lower these other seats here in the middle as well. Obviously the driver's seat a little far back to take care of everything we need to right there, but you get the idea. And then let's take a look under the floor here at what we have. A little more space. You do have the ability to have the cargo cover back here and all that good stuff. There's quite a bit going on here as far as what's available. But one thing that's interesting here, I know that out of habit, I'm always reaching up here on these Grand Wagoneers to close the door. It is a power rear door, but the button is found right here. So we're gonna push that button and just let you see. That way, if you're going to buy one of these Grand Wagoneers, you can go ahead and know ahead of time what you're going to have to get used to doing. Now, at this price point, I am a little surprised at something. And in a way, it's a good thing, but I'm surprised that you don't have a power shade to move up and out of the way as far as the privacy shades go right here. It is there, it is manual. I don't know, not a bad thing necessarily, but you would think at this price point that it might be power, but it's not, no big deal. Nice wood grain materials, feels nice and sturdy, complemented by the brushed aluminum that's going to work its way down with the trim. And obviously you're going to have the same thing here with the door handle. And let's do the poke test, kind of like you're testing for the doneness of a steak. That actually feels about, medium to medium well. What does it feel like when you actually put your arm on there? Well, it feels comfortable, so that's not too bad. Large door bins. You could put a ton of snacks, a nice large drink right there, whatever you want to have. And obviously there's a lot of space here, but I do want to show you one thing. And again, kind of surprised at this, but it's convenient because it's quick and easy. You don't have to rely on power to move these seats back and forth and give the rear seat passengers additional leg room. And there's already plenty back there, but there is a handle right here, just kind of a simple thing to do. Let's see if I can move that without giving you too much trouble as far as the scene goes, but you can see what happens there, pretty easy to figure out. So you're gonna push the button right there. You can see the runners that they're on right here, the tracks that the seats are on. So that's going to make a difference. So we'll hop on inside here and let's see here what we're going to do space-wise. In fact, you know what I need to do is take my backpack off so I can actually give you a real life look at how much space I have. There is a lot of space. And I did just move this seat all the way back. I'm 5'10". I have several inches between my knees and the back of the seat. So a lot going on back here. Gonna have the cup holder. You've got some features right here as far as what you can do with these seats. You can actually move these as well. Power seats in the rear, USB connectivity options. We'll take a look at the other side, get the backpack out of the way, but you can see what's there. And again, that nice armrest. How does it do with the poke test? You know what? That feels more like medium rare. If you're not familiar with how to test for the doneness of a steak, well, I apologize. And then we're gonna have the very nice sunroof right here. Like I said, you've got the panoramic sunroof in the front, and then well, looks almost conventional size back here in the rear. But with that multitude of sunroofs, well, obviously that's going to make a big difference, and we can close that if we need to. I find that to be pretty interesting that that's a manual shade, but again, I don't know, at this price point, what do you think? Should that be power? But I tell you what, we're just getting started. There's a lot more to take a look at. And by the way, before I hop out, I do want to push the button right here. Let's see how quickly the seat gets up and out of my way. Well, it is very quick to do so. And we'll see the grab handle right here. Very nice grab handle. Gonna have even some contrast stitching on there, something you don't see very often. And you can see what we have as far as the screens go. I don't know if I can get that to come on. I don't think so. But you can see part of the package that we have here with the screens. And then obviously we do have the screen working right here as far as how you're gonna control everything for the air conditioning. And let's see, we also, well, the seats won't come on. The heated and ventilated seats will not come on, but you can see what's there. That definitely gives you some good options. Something you don't see very often. Typically heated only, but not heated and ventilated. Cup holders right here. And the thing I like about the cup holders being here is for your middle seat passengers, when the cup holders have a cup in them, they can still use the armrest here. Now, it is a little bit low for me personally. I don't know about everybody else, but that's the way it is. Very large. I mean, there are some vehicles who don't have this large of a center console in the front seat, let alone here in the back seat area. If I could get that to close, get my backpack out of the way. That would help, Tom, wouldn't it? Space right here as well. And then you can conceal that away if so desired. We're gonna have quite a bit going on here with connectivity on the rear of the center console. Kind of hard to see because of the fact that it's kind of dark back here. But we are just getting started. Let's hop into the front seat and see what the driver and the passenger are going to find. And looking in through the passenger side door, one thing I didn't point out is that you have the illuminated logo right here for the audio system that unfortunately I probably won't get to demo today, but we'll do that in a future video at Hebert's Town & Country back in Louisiana. Same armrest, basically that same feel, kind of a medium well feel if you know how to test for the doneness of the steak like I'm doing right there, but still comfortable when you put your arm on there. That's what really matters. I know a lot of us automotive journalists tend to poke on that and say, well, it's either soft or it's not. Put your arm up there to find out for sure. Nice large door bin, a lot of option there for what you could do with that. Obviously you're gonna have power seats here. The Grand Wagoneer logo is here because up here is where you're going to adjust everything for the seats. That's good to know. And very nice looking seats with the nice headrests, nice and soft. And then let's hop on inside and see what we're going to find if you're the passenger. Can add more of that wood grain look. It's really more plastic than wood grain, but you can see the Grand Wagoneer logo again. If anyone forgets what they're riding in when they're with you going down the road, there are so many different places that you can tell them, just look and you'll find out, you'll remember. The nice large glove box right here, and got a screen right here, but probably not gonna be able to get that to come on, but you can see what is there. And then the upper and the lower screens here as well. Quite a bit going on, to say the very least. Now, one thing in my opinion that's a little challenging to get used to is you have the rotary dial gear selector here for controlling the transmission. I don't know, for me, that's a little bit unusual, a little bit hard to get used to, but it is what it is. Some people may have no problem with that at all. And again, you can conceal your cup holders away and make that look nice and clean. The nice large center console, very similar to what we saw in the rear seating area, but it seems to be a little bit higher up, at least from where I'm sitting right here. I don't know if it is or not, but I do seem to be a little more comfortable right there. And yes, that is a refrigerator. You can tell by the fact that you have the light right there. So yes, the refrigerated console is here. That's a good thing. And on your upper console, obviously, everything you would expect to find there to control the power sliding sunroof right here, this front area, and other features and functionality as well. And let's just take a look for the fun of it. We do have the vanity mirror here. There I am. Hi, everybody. Got the lights right there. And a very large sun visor. And it does come back beyond far enough to take care of blocking out the sun. That's a good thing. A nice large and deep area of the dash here on the top, so that really, I don't know, it kind of just adds to the look of the vehicle, makes it look big, makes it look tough, at least that's what I think. And then we're gonna have more of that contrast stitching. And for those who are saying, hey Tom, I know the starting price is $87,995, but that Grand Wagoneer L that you're looking at today looks like it has pretty much everything. What is the price? Well, I'm gonna show you what the price is. $110,995. And taking a look in through the driver's side door, obviously we're gonna have a few more features and functionality here with some of the switches and everything for controlling the windows, those power side view mirrors, all that good stuff is going to be there. Here's where you're gonna control the headlights, and I apologize for that dinging, but it is what it is. We just have to deal with it. In fact, we can fix that by simply closing the driver's side door. Here is what the instrument cluster looks like. I would like to be able to change some things up on there, but I don't. Well, I take that back. It will let me do it. I didn't think it would. But you can see some of the different things you can go through, different information and all that good stuff. So there's a lot going on here. We're not going to go through every single thing, but that way you have a little bit of an idea. Obviously, you're gonna have your adaptive cruise control over here. And for those of you who have never been able to afford a real expensive vehicle like this, this one does have the turn signal option. I showed you, I turned that on the side view mirror right here earlier. But you use that to show people around you what you're doing. So when you're changing lanes to the right or turning to the right, you push it into that up position. And the same thing applies when going to the left. Yes, that is a very high-end feature that not every vehicle has. Or does it? And people just don't use it. Here is the lever for controlling the front and rear window wipers. Can't say anything sarcastic about that, but it is what it is. And obviously you're gonna have your push button start right here. A very nice leather wrapped steering wheel. It's gonna be very comfortable. All of the features and functionality you expect to see here. I'm pretty sure there's nothing that's a surprise, but an overall nice look. So let's answer the question. Now that I asked it in the title of the video, is this the new king of the full-size luxury SUVs? Tell me what you think down in the comments section, and tell me why you answered the way that you did. Gotta say a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle in today's video. If you enjoyed today's video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.